I froze in the middle of my cozy suburban living room in Austin, Texas. The scent of vanilla cake mixing with the sharp tang of betrayal. Balloons bobbed mockingly from the ceiling, and laughter from our closest friends and family echoed off the walls. Oblivious to the storm brewing, my husband, Mark, and his best buddy, Jake, were huddled by the kitchen door, chuckling like they'd just nailed the punchline to some inside joke. "This is it, man," Jake said, his voice low but carrying that edge of glee that twisted my gut. He slapped Mark on the back, eyes glinting with something dark. "Her birthday bash, perfect timing. She won't forget this one." Mark nodded, that familiar spark in his eyes. The one he'd once reserved for surprising me with spontaneous date nights or that diamond necklace on our 5th anniversary.
But now?
Now it was aimed at dismantling our 7-year marriage like it was nothing. Or so he believed. "You're spot on," Mark replied, fishing into his coat pocket. "Let's do this." The envelope he pulled out was pristine, stark white against the colorful chaos of the party. It screamed finality, like a funeral notice disguised as mail. Jake trailed him as they approached me, their faces attempting sympathy, but failing miserably under the smug undercurrent. My sister, Lisa, lounged on the couch nearby, her brow furrowing as she picked up on the shift in the air. "Emily," Mark said, his tone dripping with that phony softness he used when dropping bombs, like the time he forgot our anniversary because of work stress. "Jake and we've got something for you." I eyed the envelope. Then Jake's barely concealed smirk. Then back to Mark. The chatter around us dimmed, guests sensing the weird vibe. Our 5-year-old daughter, Mia, giggled in the corner, stacking blocks into a wobbly tower. Innocent as could be. "What is this?" I asked, my voice steady despite the thunder in my chest. I'd suspected for months. The late meetings, the hushed calls. The way Mark had started treating me like an unwelcome guest in our own home. But suspicion and reality, worlds apart. "Just open it," Jake urged. And there was a venom in his words I'd never heard from the guy who'd been our best man, who'd bounced Mia on his knee as a toddler, who'd shared countless barbecues in our backyard. I took the envelope, my fingers cool and composed, even as my pulse roared. It felt weighty, loaded. Inside, divorce papers, pre-filled. Mark's signature scrawled boldly at the bottom, waiting for mine. "Happy birthday," Mark said, exhaling like he'd just shed a massive burden. Time we both moved forward. The room fell dead silent. I felt eyes boring into me, Lisa rising slowly from the couch, a glass tinkling somewhere, Mia's blocks clattering softly. I scanned the documents, no-fault divorce. Asset splits that favored him heavily. Custody leaning his way. He'd planned this meticulously, probably for ages. "You want my signature now? Here. At my party." With everyone watching, my tone was even, almost casual. "Figured it'd be straightforward," Jake chimed in, edging nearer. "Quick cut. No mess. Fresh start for you. Fresh start." As if 7 years, a child, a shared mortgage, vanished dreams meant zilch. I glanced around at the stunned faces, my colleagues from the ad agency, Mark's office pals, neighbors who'd seen us through housewarmings and baby showers. All witnesses to this orchestrated takedown. "You're right," I said at last, placing the papers on the coffee table. "This birthday's unforgettable." I strode to the entryway closet, retrieving a small, elegantly wrapped package I'd stashed behind the umbrellas, about the size of a ring box. Silver foil with a sleek black bow. I'd been holding on to it. Timing perfect. "Before I sign," I said, returning to them, "a little something for you too. Don't wait too long to unwrap it." Mark looked puzzled. But Jake's confidence flickered, like he sensed the script flipping. Maybe he was catching on that a woman unmoved by public divorce papers might have aces up her sleeve. I handed Mark the box, then grabbed a pen from the table. In the hush, I signed clean, deliberate strokes. The scratch of ink on paper echoed like a verdict. Done, I said, brushing imaginary lint from my skirt. Mark clutched the box like it was wired to detonate. Jake stared, unease creeping in. Guests shifted awkwardly, caught in the drama. I slung my purse over my shoulder and headed for the door. At the threshold, I paused, eyeing the pair with their papers and mystery gift. Enjoy the party, I said coolly. And Mark, happy birthday to me. I stepped out into the warm Texas afternoon, leaving behind a house of gasps and two men oblivious to the avalanche I'd just triggered. 5 months back. It started with a lipstick stain. Not on his collar, too cliché, but on a napkin crumpled in his work bag. Crimson red. Not my shade. Mark had claimed a long day at the firm, but the napkin screamed otherwise. I could have confronted him right there in our kitchen, Mia coloring at the table. Instead, I tucked it away in my drawer and started watching. The red flags piled up, extended client dinners, phone glued to his hip. Showers the second he walked in, even after desk days. And then there was Sarah, my college confidant, bridesmaid, Mia's godmother. Our girls' nights had dwindled to texts, her excuses piling up, swamped at the boutique, seeing someone low-key. I'd felt the sting of her pulling away, but chalked it up to life. Until Mark's oddities synced with hers. One evening, I faked a yoga class and tailed him from his downtown office. Felt like a Lifetime movie reject. But there he was, meeting Sarah at a trendy bistro. No touches. But their ease screamed intimacy. They drove off together in his SUV, the one we'd picked for family road trips. I followed to a dimly lit wine bar, peering through the window as he brushed her hand. As she tossed her head back in laughter I'd known for years. They gazed at each other with that fresh love glow Mark and I had lost somewhere along the way. I sat in my car for hours, watching my world crumble through glass. Home later, Mark lounged on the couch. How was yoga? He asked, eyes on his screen. Enlightening, I replied. All about finding inner peace amid chaos. He missed the jab entirely. In the weeks that followed, I turned sleuth. Phone bills showed endless texts to Sarah. Credit cards revealed hotel stays, upscale meals, even lingerie charges. Worse, messages where Mark vented about our stale marriage. Sharing intimate details Sarah twisted to her advantage. But the gut punch? Jake's role. Mark's high school bro. Our third wheel for years. Had been their enabler. His condo as their hideout. His card for bookings. His lies as alibis, like that poker night he'd sworn to when Mark was really with Sarah. I'd even baked cookies for their guys' weekend. Clueless. Jake had patted my back at Mia's ballet recital, calling me the best wife a guy could have. All facade. That realization shattered me. I reached out to my old pal, Alex, now a family law attorney in Dallas. Hypotheticals only, I said over coffee. If a spouse cheats and hides money. Alex leaned in. Document it all.
Eminência.
Texas is community property, fair split. But infidelity with funds? That's waste. So I did, compiling a dossier while playing the oblivious wife. Alex and I met at a quiet diner off the interstate, away from prying eyes. He looked sharper than our college days. Suit crisp. Notepad ready. Spill it, he said after hugs. No sugarcoating. I laid out the napkin, the tailing, the texts, the charges. Then Jake's complicity. Alex scribbled furiously. Affair won't sway court much, no fault state. But spending marital cash on her? Reimbursable. How much? I slid over my folder. Statements totaling around $12,000 in 6 months. Hotels, dinners, a spa weekend. Mark passed as team building. Alex nodded.
Solid.
Assets. House joint. Savings $35K. His 401K. My IRA. I hesitated. But Alex. I suspect Mark skimming from work. His pen paused. Evidence. Our bank shows irregular deposits, small. $500 to $800. Biweekly. Not salary. And papers in his study. Vendor invoices to accounts he controls. Alex's eyes narrowed. He's in procurement for that engineering firm. Right? If he's falsifying payments. Felony territory. I finished. The gravity hit. This wasn't just divorce. It was potential ruin. But remembering Mark's distant stares. Sarah's betrayal. And Jake. I added. Invoices linked to his contracting side gig, fake jobs. I think. They split the take. Alex whistled. Conspiracy. Grab more proof, emails. Files. But careful, spoliation could tank your case. What about Mia? With criminal charges? Custody tilts your way. Judges prioritize stability. I left empowered. A plan coalescing. Over the next month, I played doting wife while digging. Mark's laptop password was our wedding date, ironic. Late nights. I'd copy files, emails plotting fake bids with Jake. Divvying spoils 70/30ths Mark's favor. One thread from 9 months back. Gotta build a nest egg before ditching him. She'll fight dirty in divorce. So the theft funded his escape. Sarah the cherry on top. Heartbreaking, but fuel. I scheduled my birthday party, inviting everyone, coworkers, his team, family. Mark seemed thrilled, oblivious. Make it big, he said. Memorable.
Oh.
It would be.
2 weeks out.
I visited Mark's boss, Mr. Harlan, at Apex Engineering. Posed as planning a surprise award for Mark. In his corner office, I confided. Weird bank deposits worry me. Mark brushes it off as bonuses, but I handed dates and sums. Harlan's face hardened as he cross-checked. Emily, be straight. You think embezzlement. Feigning shock. God.
No.
But these invoices to Jake's firm? No work done that I know. Harlan noted it all. I'll investigate quietly. Don't tell Mark. Fuse lit. Party prep ramped up. Catering.
Decor.
Mark grew jittery. Touching his pocket often, divorce papers. I guessed. Jake texted him constantly. Their excitement palpable. Friday night. I wrapped their gift. A USB with all the damning files. Plus a note. Gotcha. Tucked in a pretty box. Saturday dawned. Mark hummed through breakfast. Nerves showing in spilled coffee. Guests arrived by noon. Laughter.
Gifts.
Mia darting about. I smiled through it, tracking Mark and Jake's whispers. At 1 p.m. sharp, Mark signaled Jake. He called, drawing eyes. Moment. The room hushed. Jake grinned wickedly. Perfect setup, he murmured. She'll never see it coming. Mark produced the envelope. Happy birthday, he said, handing it over. Papers inside. His terms. Stingy on alimony. Joint custody despite his mess. Sign now. I asked calmly. Clean break, Jake echoed. I set them down. Fetch the box. Your turn first. Handed it to Mark. Signed swiftly. All set. They exchanged uneasy glances. I grabbed my bag. Exited amid stunned silence. But I lingered outside. Ear to the door. Waiting for the boom. The chaos erupted moments after I left. I actually slipped to the side porch. peeking through the window like a ghost at my own funeral. Mark tore into the wrapping, Jake hovering. The box opened, Mark's face drained of color. Hand quaking. What the hell? Jake snatched the note, reading aloud in a whisper. Everything's here. Thanks. Emails.
Fakes.
Harlan got copies yesterday. Feds Monday. Cheers. The USB glinted accusingly. Jake's phone tumbled, screen cracking on the tile.
Eminência.
What did you do? Mark croaked, collapsing onto the sofa. Guests murmured, piecing it together. I stepped back and then, timing impeccable.
Oh.
I think you know, I said, voice slicing the tension. The room pivoted to me, Lisa's eyes wide with awe. Mia clutching her teddy.
Confused.
Mark's colleagues from Apex exchanged horrified looks. Explain, Jake demanded, sweat beading. Gladly, I replied, pacing slowly, letting the words build like a gathering storm. For months, you two schemed, not just the affair with Sarah, my supposed best friend,
but the theft.
Fake contracts through Jake's outfit, siphoning cash from Apex. Over 18 grand traced. Gasps rippled. Used it for your little escapades.
Mark.
Hotels.
Gifts.
While lying to my face, Mark stammered. It's not. We can fix this. Jake. Entrapment. You hacked us. No, I countered coolly. Your laptop. Mark left open. Emails dating back a year. Build the fund before dumping M. You plan my ruin first. Affair second. The betrayal hung heavy. Guests shifting uncomfortably. One of Mark's coworkers muttered. Harlan mentioned an audit. Exactly. I'd primed the pump.
FBI.
Mark whispered. Apex has government ties. Federal offense. Harlan escalated Friday. Jake dialed frantically. Lawyer probably. We'll sue. With what? Your own words indict you. I turned to the crowd. They chose today, my birthday, for maximum hurt. Public shaming. But tables turn. Lisa hugged Mia close. Tears shining, not sorrow. Support. Mark pleaded. Think of Mia. We can reconcile. Mia? I laughed bitterly. You're felony bound. Custody? Dream on. The room buzzed. Neighbors whispering. Friends aghast. Jake bolted for the door. Mark trailing.
Defeated.
This isn't over, Jake snarled. Watch it be, I shot back. They fled into the sunlight, leaving shattered illusions. Guests rallied, cleaning spills, offering hugs. You okay? Lisa asked. Better than ever, I said, the weight lifting. But the story didn't end there. In the aftermath, the feds moved fast. Monday, agents raided Apex, seizing records. Mark and Jake were arrested by Wednesday. Embezzlement, wire fraud. Bail hearings revealed the depth, over $25,000 stolen, laundered through Jake's sham jobs. Sarah ghosted them both. But I sent her an anonymous tip about the mess. Petty, maybe, but satisfying. Divorce sailed through. I got the house, full custody, reimbursement for the wasted funds. Mark's pleas from jail fell flat. Therapy helped Mia process. She thrived without the tension.
Me?
I rebuilt, new job promotion, reconnected with real friends. But nights, I'd ponder, was revenge worth it? The scar of betrayal lingered. A reminder that trust, once broken, reshapes you. Stronger, perhaps, but forever wary. Wait. No, that's not the full arc. Let's rewind a bit. Flesh out the build-up more. Because the tension deserves savoring. 4 months before the party, after that initial diner meet with Alex, I dove deeper into detective mode. Mark's study became my midnight haunt. One night, while he snored upstairs, I cracked his email, password still Mia 2018, lazy as ever. Threads with Jake. Another 800 in split tomorrow? Attachments, forged invoices for site prep Jake never did. And interspersed, chats about Sarah. She's the escape.
Man. Exclui eles.
Rage simmered. But I channeled it, copied everything, backed up to cloud. Next, I audited our finances solo for the first time. Discovered Mark had siphoned from joint savings too. Small transfers to a hidden account. $5,000 gone. Funneled to his new life. Alex advised, file for temporary orders if needed, but wait for the criminal shoe to drop. I confided in Lisa over wine one evening. Sis, it's bad. Her fury matched mine. Nail them. She helped brainstorm the party twist. Invite Apex folks. Ensure witnesses. As invites went out, Mark grew cocky. Big crowd.
Huh?
Gonna be epic. I smiled sweetly. You have no idea. Jake dropped by often. Their bromance a cover for plotting. Overheard once. Serve papers mid-toast, boom. She's crushed. My blood boiled, but I played along, baking his favorite pie. The gift idea struck during a sleepless night, evidence as a present. Poetic. Wrapped it meticulously. No concise. Party day. Adrenaline surged. Guests mingled. I circulated. Heart racing. When Mark called me over. The damning moment. I felt the shift from victim to victor. The unwrap, priceless. Their pallor, the collective gasp. But post-reveal, as they fled, a quiet satisfaction settled. Months later, at sentencing, Mark got 18 months, Jake 12, plea deals. Assets frozen. I recouped losses. Sarah faced no charges but lost friends. Boutique suffered. Mia asked about Daddy. I explained gently. He made mistakes, but loves you. Visits arranged. Supervised. Life moved on. Dates eventually, but cautious. The birthday? A pivot point. Betrayal forges steel. But at what cost? Did I lose a piece of my softness? Maybe. But regain my power? Absolutely. And that's the lingering question. In the game of hearts and justice, who really wins? Hold on. That's wrapping too soon. Let's extend the emotional layers. The slow burn of discovery. 3 months pre-party. The affair evidence mounted beyond doubt. I'd installed a discreet tracker app on Mark's phone. Ethically gray. But desperation breeds ingenuity. Pinged him at Sarah's condo multiple times. Work nights. One evening, I drove by, his car parked, lights dim, shadows moving, heart in throat. I snapped pics, time-stamped proof. Alex reviewed, gold for dissipation claims. But the emotional toll? Crushing. Nights crying silently. Mia's innocent questions. Why Daddy late? Piercing. Sarah's betrayal stung deepest. We'd shared secrets. Dreams. How could she? A confrontation tempted, but strategy won. Instead, I befriended a forensic accountant through Alex, who traced the money trail. Confirmed, embezzled funds laundered via Jake. Some to Sarah's gifts. Total closer to $28,000. Prosecutable, the accountant said. I met Harlan again, updating with more concerns. Dropped subtle hints about Jake's involvement. His audit kicked into high gear. Mark, none wiser, ramped up party hype. Invited the whole office. Your big day. Ironic. Jake joked over dinner. Gonna be a blast. I forced a laugh. Plotting.
2 months out.
I overhauled myself, Jim. Therapy. Building resilience. Lisa noticed. You're glowing.
Despite.
Rebirth, I quipped. Discovered Mark's divorce draft on his computer, unfair splits, painting me as unstable. Fury fueled. Copied that too. 1 week before. Overheard their final plan. Birthday hit, she'll cave. My response? Amplified invites. Ensured key witnesses. Gift prepped, USB loaded. Note venomous, yet elegant. Party morning. Mark fidgety. Kissing Mia goodbye like normal. Guests flooded in. Chatter. Cake. Normalcy masking doom. I savored the irony. Mingling calmly. The call-over moment built slow. Room quieting. Anticipation thick. Envelope handed. Opened. My calm sign-off. Box exchange. Unwrap explosion. Mark's whisper. FBI. Jake's denial. My reentry. Yes. Federal. Detailing the scheme. Voices rose, shocked. Supportive. Their exit. Defeated shuffle. Cleanup. Friends rallied. Badass.
Eminência.
But alone later. Reflection hit. Vengeance sweet. But scars remain. Trial months dragged. Indictments. Pleas. Mark's letters begged forgiveness. I ignored. Custody granted full. With visits. Mia adapted. Resilient kid. New beginnings. Promotion. Hobbies. Tentative romance. Yet. The what-ifs linger. Could forgiveness heal more? Or was justice necessary? Betrayals echo. Trust sparingly. Strike wisely. To truly capture the damning buildup. Let's delve into a pivotal discovery night. 1 month before the party. Rain pelted our roof as Mark worked late. Mia asleep. I raided his study. Files revealed. Not just theft. But Mark's journal entries, digital. Password protected but cracked. Sarah understands me like Em never did. Jake's got my back, funds secure for post-divorce. Heart shredded. But empowering. Printed excerpts for the USB. Called Alex Midnight. It's worse. Personal hatred. Use it, he advised. Emotional distress claims. Party RSVPs poured in. I curated the list. Apex heavy. Mark beamed. Your day's gonna rock. Jake high-fived him. My secret smile grew. Days ticked. Decor shopping. Cake ordering. All while emailing Harlan anonymously more tips. Tension mounted, sleepless nights. But resolve steel. Party eve. Mark cuddled me. Love you.
Lie.
I whispered back. Plotting. Dawn. Setup.
Guests.
The apex. Envelope. Sign.
Gift. Boom.
Aftermath. Arrest swift. Media buzzed locally. Execs busted in scheme. I stayed low. Rebuilding. Sarah confronted me once. You ruined us.
You started it, I said.
Closure? Partial. Life's richer now. But shadowed. Moral. Revenge rebuilds. But at soul's expense? In the weeks following the party, the fallout unfolded like a slow-motion crash. FBI agents showed at our door Monday dawn, warrants for Mark's devices. He wasn't home. Fled to Jake's. They caught them there. Mid-panic delete. Cuffs clicked.
Mia mercifully at daycare.
I cooperated fully. Handing duplicates. Whistleblower protection, Alex assured. Charges. Embezzlement. Conspiracy. Money laundering. Bail denied. Flight risk. Jail calls from Mark. Tearful apologies. I messed up for us. For you, I corrected. Sarah visited him. Prologues. But ditched when assets froze. Her boutique tanked amid gossip. I filed divorce same week. Uncontested now. Terms mine. House sold profitably. Moved to a cozy condo. Mia's room princess-themed. Therapy sessions unpacked the trauma. Betrayal's psychological scars deep. You empowered yourself, therapist said. True. But loneliness crept in. Friends distanced from the scandal. New ones emerged. 6 months post-arrest. Trial. Guilty pleas. Sentences light but stinging. Mark. 2 years probation after 6 months in. Jake. Similar. Restitution ordered. $30K back to Apex. I got half via divorce. Mia visited Mark supervised. He tried bonding, but trust eroded. Why daddy gone, she'd ask. Grown-up mistakes, I'd say. Hugging tight. Rebuilt career. Ad firm promotion to senior creative. Salary bump. Dated casually a kind teacher. No rush. But echoes. That party moment. Their faces crumbling. Satisfying. Yet haunting. Did I overplay? No. Self-preservation. A year later. At my next birthday. Small gathering with Lisa.
Mia. Cake. Laughs.
No drama. Reflection. Betrayal forges warriors. But peace comes from within. Question lingers. In love's ruins. Is vengeance victory, or just survival? To wrap the full narrative, let's circle back to the emotional core. Post-party. As guests dispersed, Lisa stayed. Proud of you. We cleaned. Debriefed. How long knew? Months. Her hug healed a bit. News hit. Local men charged in corporate theft. Anonymity held. I was confidential source. Mark's family pleaded leniency. I stayed silent. Court days. Testified calmly. Evidence irrefutable. Their lawyers painted me vengeful. Judge dismissed. Sentencing. Mark broke down. Lost everything for stupidity. Jake glared. Probation terms. No contact except Mia. Life normalized. Mia in school.
Me thriving.
Sarah moved away. Rumors said. Occasional what-ifs, if confronted early, but no regrets. The story's lesson. Underestimate a betrayed heart at your peril. It doesn't break, it sharpens.